So I'm now ready to start the next step of my pattern. I've worked the row 2 a further 30 times, and so I'm now just coming to the end of this row, and I will then fasten off. One easy tip to remember when you're looking at your fabric, when you're working in rows, it's double-sided, so it's quite tricky to work out which is the right side and the wrong side. But the easiest way to remember is that the tail end that we made at the beginning with our slip knot needs to be sitting at the left side of your work. So I'm now looking right side up with the little tail lying on the left. So turning around, another useful thing to be able to see to make sure you've done enough rows is to actually count the strips working across. So this was our foundation chain row, and then we worked our rows 1 and 2, and then we had to continue. And I want you to count the strips vertically all the way along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and I'm now on my 16th. And that means I've completed the pattern. If at this stage you feel you might want to make it a little bit wider, if I just lay it over my hand and it doesn't quite meet, or you feel it just wants to be for a bigger hand, then you can continue working a couple more rows at this stage. But the important thing is that when you are working this final row before you fasten off, you want your tail to be at the opposite end to your tail that you made at the beginning. So let me just finish off so I can show you what I mean. So I'm just doing this final row of DK into every stitch, which you will have been doing many times. Got the wrong hook, let me get my 5, there we go. And I'm going to go to the end of this final row, and then it tells me to fasten off. So we're coming to that final stitch, and then to fasten off, work your final DC, then just open up that loop a little bit bigger, and with your scissors you're going to snip off your tail end, and you want quite a decent tail end because you're going to use this for sewing up your wrist warmer, so about 20 centimeters, 15 to 20 centimeters. And then just put that back through that final loop, and as you pull it tight it will go firmly to secure the end, and then it won't undo. And then we will be able to then, if you look from the top down, you can see the tail end that we made with our slip knot is at the top left of our piece, and this new tail end is at the bottom of the right side. So now when we fold them over, right side facing, we're going to use this tail to sew up the top of our little wrist warmer, and this tail to sew from the bottom up the other side of the seam.